As a channel that exists because of the materialistic inclinations of man towards supposed works of art that could tell time, I find it ironic that I get a great sense of satisfaction on certain things that are free. Namely, that you all are growing old together with me. Yes, I find a deep sense of joy knowing that I'm not the only one suffering, that all of us age. While some of us age gracefully, the vast majority of us collect wrinkles like a G-Shock collection. Now, happily, the Wise Adamascus Bronze Edition falls on the former camp rather than the latter. This video is brought to you by Wise Thailand. It took me ages to get to review this watch, and by the time that I got to it, it actually developed the patina that I needed to show you how it will really look like after months of ownership. You know, because I totally planned it, like how I planned my showers and putting socks on to match my shirt. But even with its age showing, the elegance and natural appeal of bronze just jumps at you from your wrist. The Adamascus line from Wise is known to fit small to average wrists. If you're Popeye after a good salad dive, you'll likely need some NATOs for this one. Bezel action is a little improved, but it still may be a little hard to turn with those narrow knurlings. As per crown operation, well, you should know how to work with one by now. There's nothing special with this Miyota caliber. Just bear in mind that your greasy man hands will definitely tarnish this part of the watch faster than the rising prices of oysters, or diminishing interest for this video. Whatever it may be, let's play around with the watch as per usual. A skin diver like this is often fun to play with because of the different strap configurations. The shape of the case just opens itself up to as many combinations as you can afford. However, for this bronze diver, it may be a little bit more challenging to do. This cheap light leather strap lends itself to the silvery dial and works as a subtle contrast to the darker toned case. It's also a little too smooth for its own sake against the slight texture of the case tarnish. This could go either way for certain tastes. This dynamic between the case and strap also goes for the other way around. This cooler toned strap from Artem complements the case color-wise as it falls on the opposite end of the color spectrum. However, you run the issue of not matching with the lighter dial. This is the challenge that I'm talking about. You'll likely run into this issue of trying to match three dominant colors. Here, I even use Wise bronze buckle to further draw attention away from the strap. This softens the impression and unifies the materials better, creating the illusion of being designed together. Next is this Artem NATO that has an orange pinstripe that could match the case. As much as skin divers and fabric straps are an assumed harmonious combination, it does not work here in many levels. The hardware doesn't match, it introduces another dominant tone in black, and it actually bulks up the watch with its extra folded material. This simpler and visibly cheaper NATO actually works better with its hardware matching the radiant dial. With these ring keepers as the watch's accent color, your eyes is now drawn to the case as the only odd color out against the green fabric. It also helps that brown and green are naturally occurring colors, so it's easier to process to your eyes. Lastly, Wise includes an extra rubber strap in every Adamascus, so the options are readily available to you right off the box. All in all, it's a step down in versatility, but the visuals are more than enough to carry this Adamascus. We reviewed a few bronze watches before, and this Adamascus can hang with the best of them. Against CW's C65, it's got that certain refinement to match despite its lower price point. In the C65 side, the money mostly is felt on the complex case design. Oh, and yeah, this CW is also cost certified as well. Some may cry foul and disqualify this comparison because these are two different kinds of watches. But when asked the question which bronze microbrand watches would I recommend, these two can realistically pop up in that list. The Adamascus here manages to punch its way up with a very well adorned dial at nearly half the cost. You have now proven that you have all the curvy, wrinkle-filled, hairy parts to stick around this far in the video. Before you start shaving your nose, click the subscribe button and tell us in the comment section below what you hate about this bronze Adamascus. Now, let's have a more reasonable comparison against the stainless steel version. I love this black Adamascus, which has become a staple of my collection. It's obviously a different animal with that monotone impression, but with an identical body shape. These made the steel model the more versatile options of the two. The dial is the biggest drawback of the steel model, which this bronze variant outshines in the most literal sense. There's a slight visual interest on the strap used on the bronze Adamascus as you look closer. The bronze buckle is also a nice touch that rounds out the design. These straps still have those quick-release spring bars for easy, quick strap changes. Both have a steel case back, so there's less bronze in contact with your skin. These two against other watches could stand out in the materials category, with the steel Adamascus being made of rarer 904L steel and this bronze case being this refined. It's different flavors of the same Wise Thailand goodness. Now let's examine the smaller details. If it weren't for the patina, this whole case had a bit more warmth and yellow to it. But for what it has become, it has accepted its appearance to pair with that subtly textured strap. From this close, you can appreciate these smaller wrinkles and lines that are already there, just waiting for the case to catch up with its aged appeal. If you want to emphasize the patina of the watch, you can switch it up to this rubber strap that's signed and molded for Wise. These FKM rubber straps are soft and very comfortable to wear. It also springs back to shape, unlike the leather strap. Back to the case, the crown developed more than the usual tarnish buildup as I formed the habit of setting the time while I'm on the crab buffet. But see, these bronze watches were originally made for the ocean-faring great-granddaddy pirates and all their salty exploits. All of such escapades can now be remembered with each mark on the case. That's the true appeal of bronze watches. It's a constant reminder of age and of the uncontrollable transformation of nature on your wrist. But there are parts that remain elegantly shiny. The dial may appear very busy with all of the angular lines that cast over the surface. These are not obtrusive at all. In most situations, you could barely see these patterns. It's a self-perpetuating device. It's designed to draw attention when you actually put attention to it. I didn't get this kind of effect with the black dial Adamascus. But once noticed, it delivers some interestingly striped patterns that climb across the dial while the rose gold indexes float effortlessly over them. These polished dimensional markers are the favorite parts of this Adamascus for me. They are such lively elements that pops out really well against the weathered exterior of the bezel and case. The thing about this kind of contrast is that Wise applied it here with relative restraint. It's brown for the most part, but not boringly so all over. It's like a gorgeous damsel with an equally ladylike demeanor. It's these kinds of attributes that make certain things age well. It's that relationship between the dial and case that displays the beauty of this bronze watch. It's like a precious pearl in the center of a shell that's beaten by the elements. At $685, it's twice the Microbrand average, but a quarter of a comparable bronze legend diver from Longines. Feel free to drop $3,000 for that branded name, while many of us will enjoy this diver from Wise. It's not the years lost, but the love shared. It's not aging, it's just a new stage in life, fermenting like fine wine, etc, etc, etc. That's what the old pencil wavers would used to say. But for us watch pirates, this tavern wench gracefully captures our hearts ever so effortlessly. And that is the Wise Adamascus Bronze Edition. It still has that Adamascus profile and that very nice skin diver goodness, but now in a well-patinaed bronze case. It's not going to change my preference when it comes to watches. I still would prefer my watches to look as pristine as possible, so it's very rare for me to like a bronze watch. But this one, after owning it for a few months, sorry Wise, it took me a while to make this review, I now appreciate its unique beauty that it developed through those months of wearing it. And now I own two of them, one stainless steel and one in bronze. And I don't mind having that in my collection, and I'm pretty sure many of you would feel the same. And bronze has that unique sounding thing to it. I like that.